What is up, sports fans? Good morning. And we are back for another episode of The Real and the Rare here on the South Florida Tribune Media Network. I'm being joined this afternoon by BYB Featherweight Champion, Miss Helen Peralta. Helen, how are we feeling this morning?
I'm a little tired. I have to go back to work after this, but I'm feeling good otherwise.
You had a good Mother's Day?
Yeah. They were my mothers. It's my friends' mothers, so I have to go to different places. But it was fun. A lot of good food. Everybody was in a good mood, and it's really nice up here. So it's cool.
So where are you at now? Last time I talked to you, you're in my neck of the woods in Philadelphia, around there. Where are we at today?
Well, that's undisclosed. I have some legal stuff going on right now.
Yeah. Not a problem, my friend. But let's get into it, man. You've been all over the combat sports world. You've done the Ultimate Fighter. You fought in Invicta. You fought for PFL. You've done BKFC for in the past. Now you're with BYB or BKB, depending on if they're in the States or not in the States.
Yeah.
But I mean, this it's been an interesting journey you've been on through your combat sports career. Like, what are some of your favorite moments that's brought you to this point, my friend?
Some of my favorite moments. I would say my last fight was one of my favorite moments. Not because I won, because winning is easy, And then I tell people winning is easy, and it can be misunderstood. That doesn't mean that it's easy to win. It's just easy to live with it. Losing is hard because the locker room is empty and nobody gives a fuck about you. But it was one of my favorite moments, not because I won, but because of all the other things that were going behind the scene, and that it was almost like a spiritual experience. Like I was able to conquer all these demons that I have within myself. Like a lot of people do have them anyways. And I didn't even train for the fight. And I was just so out of it. I was so wrapped up into personal stuff that I couldn't train. I was just crying, eating cheese and drinking vodka. And then all of a sudden I hear my opponent have a little interview, and then she was like, she's not going to make weight and she's going to get tired. And then that was only 10 days before the fight. All of a sudden I look at my weight. I'm like, oh, I have to lose 25 pounds. And I haven't been training. And I'm going to Louisiana, which is a complete different environment than it is here in the Midwest, like when I was in the Midwest. So I was like, damn, all the things are against me. And then all of a sudden that day when I heard that interview, it was like, there's a difference between motivating yourself and motivating your opponent. She motivated me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fuck you up. That's what's going to happen. And then I told her we had a share interview where there was the both of us on the same podcast going back and forth. And then she was like, I've never been dropped. I'm like, not only am I going to drop you, you're not going to get back up.
And that's when the bet started, right?
Yes. I'm glad you're ready.
Did she welch? That. Did she welch? I got to know. Did she give you $1,000 or no?
Yeah, well, I forgive the bet in the ring because, for me, as a martial artist, I am a lot about, pride and loyalty and, just being one with the universe. I don't care about all the trash talking. So I forgive the bet in the ring, but she insisted in paying me. So she did pay me. So I used the money and I just gave it away to people who needed it because why not?
That's
I didn't want to keep it. Yeah, I didn't want to keep the money because it felt dirty. So I just gave it away to people who needed it.
Now, obviously, get into the next part of it. How does it actually feel now? You are the featherweight champion for BYB. You've been through all kinds of hell and back, both personally, in the ring, in the cage, and all that. How, regardless of, like you said, you were dealing with all the other stuff. How gratifying is it with all the stuff you had going on that you're a world champion now?
Yeah, it was kind of shocking, to be honest. That day, I was in the day of the fight, I was in the locker room and I couldn't function because I didn't know I had an alcohol dependency. So I was going to withdraw while I was in the locker room and I didn't know what that was. So all of a sudden I Googled it because I'm like, I have no energy. I see double right now. Like I can't go into a bare knuckle fight when I can't see. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I found out online that it's called alcohol withdrawal. So I was like, oh shit. So I had to have a few shots before the fight. And then all of a sudden everything came into focus. I was like, oh, okay, now I can see. It was a very weird experience because I was going through a very tough time. I was homeless at the time. I was living out of my car. I had a good friend who let me stay at her house right before the fight. She had like a 4-year-old, and she was my psychologist, the little 4-year-old. She'd be like, Helen, why are you sad? Let's go plant some flowers. I was like, you know what? Let's just go plant some fucking flowers. Let's just do that. And that's what I was doing. I wasn't training. I wasn't doing any of this. So like being able to come up with a win after all of that stuff, it was mind blowing to me and to like the people around me because I came out on top, and it's nothing to do with martial arts. Like this is just me collecting cool stories to go with my real story. What I really want to do, I want to be a motivational speaker, and when I talk to people, it's not hot air. I've been there, so I can tell you how the fuck to get out.
And that gets kind of the trend of the month I've been kind of going through is it's mental health awareness month, and we all go through battles. It doesn't matter. You're a big superstar entertainer for the world, or you're blue collar John or Jane that's just trying to get through the daily grind of life. I always say we all need avenues for people to talk to, reach out to, things of that nature. Being a motivational speaker, this being Mental Health Awareness Month, is there anything that you would want to say to somebody who's kind of going through those struggles and kind of beating themselves down right now?
Well, I mean, it will be some tough love. I didn't know it was this month, so that's a coincidence to me, and you caught me off guard. So it will be some tough love. Whatever you find yourself to date, at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there. And now it's up to you to get the fuck out.
Yeah. Now, you had a fight lined up. I gotta ask you about this, because initially when the announcement came up, you were supposed to be fighting Jamie Driver. Now, I've been seeing, weird posts from her and things of that nature. It looks like you're now fighting someone else. How did that get changed?
I'm not aware. I did a whole training camp, and then I went to help a friend, and now I'm taking like 2 weeks off. I'm done with my off time on Wednesday. So, and where I am right now, the reason why I needed to coordinate with you is because there are no cell towers. I'm in the middle of nowhere, just trying to find myself. So I have not looked into it. I did not know I'm fighting somebody else, and if I am, fine. If I'm not, I don't care. But I meant to call Mel and try to figure this out. But every time I remember, I'm in a place where I have no reception. So I need to call them.
I didn't know anything until I started Googling like the information for the fight, and I'm like, wait, she's not fighting Jamie. According to Tapology, you're fighting Khortni Kamyron. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? Then I seen some weird stuff from Jamie coming up. She was like, just so there's no confusion, I'm not defending my belt this fight. None of these girls are ready for Big Mama. Fight on July 1st is a title eliminator for the 140-pound belt, and basically saying she's going to smack you around and smack Khortni around, and she's going to be the two-weight queen of BKB. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know anything. I'm not the promoter. I'm not the matchmaker. I'm just seeing the information that's being put in front of me.
Oh, well, based on what you just said, what I'm thinking, it might be a mistake online, and maybe Topology got it wrong, and it's just me and Jamie. I mean, I have not been told otherwise. Okay. It doesn't matter to me any other way, because in reality, if I were to fight KK, she's the champion. So, I would choose that fight any day, because there's something shiny at the end of it, and I love shiny shit. So that would be cool. But if it's Jamie, that's also fine. It looks like there might be a mistake on Topology, and me and Jamie are fighting for title contendership, and then whoever wins will fight KK. That's what I'm thinking. I call her KK. It's easier.
Hey, listen, there ain't nothing wrong with that. It makes it easier for all of us. I mean, you imagine trying to like, especially how you see how announcers butchers names and things like that. You guys are kind of the same way. Like, hey, I want to make sure we get this enunciation right and things of that nature. So,
Yeah.
listen, the fight game's full of twists and turns. So, like you said, regardless if it's Jamie, regardless if it's Khortni, you're there to do a job and kind of make your statement now in BKB. You know, we've already talked in the past. You know, you've beaten some of the best women in the world. You've had bad nights where you wish you could have done better. You've been on both sides of it, like you've already said. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when you guys get in there on June 21st.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Actually, I dreamt about it last night. And I was like, I was in the ring, and then she couldn't find her mouth guard. And that was the whole dream. It's like she kept looking for her mouth guard. I was like, wait a minute. Like, do I have to just stand here? Like, what are we doing? And she's like, I can't find my mouth guard. And I was like trying to help her find it. It was a weird dream. It was so weird.
Oh, maybe that's some premonition. Maybe you crack her so hard it goes flying into the stands and they can't find it.
Yeah, there you go. It's a good look, a good way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they always say the visualization happens first. So if you're mentally tough and you have some of this stuff, it doesn't matter. Like if someone thinks they're bigger, stronger, faster, it's the mental game plays way more into it than people kind of really give it credit for, at least in my opinion.
I agree with that because in reality, like I had another interview and he was like, well, she's going to be a bully because she's so much bigger than you and she's so strong. And I was like, good. I'm glad she's got all those things because she's going to fucking need them. I don't give a fuck. You're going to need all those things. And then guess what? Win or lose, I'm going out on my shield. So you're going to have to really nail me to that mat for me not to get back up. Like you have to like literally just nail me to the ground for me not to get back up. So if it's going to be a fight, it's going to be a fight. I already planned for it. Like, I planned for it to be a war. I planned for it. Like, I don't care if I get hurt because, like, fuck, life kicks my ass every single day. So one little tiny girl, just because she's a few weight class over or whatever, that doesn't scare me. Like, life scares me. She doesn't. To me, she's a clown. Like, she put up this, like, little video of her, like, the way she was talking like a hoodlum. And I'm like, and being so disrespectful when there was no bad blood before. And I don't know if she's doing it to sell the fight. If she's doing it to sell the fight, then thank you. Because I don't know how to sell fights. I just show up. And if she actually believes the things that she said, then she's really wrong.
I did see one video, something about you stink, she smells something. I don't know. I seen some goofy video like that. But listen, she's always all over social media. She's always being flamboyant and boisterous and things like. Listen, it's all, regardless if it's a part of the game or not. You like you already said, you already had your last opponent motivate you, and memory serves me, you knocked her out in the first round. So
yeah. And you know what? I watch Jamie's video every morning before I go to the gym because it motivates me. So thank you, Jamie. I love that video. What she said was like that she said, I watch it every morning, so I know exactly what she said. She said, I loved when I can smell fear on somebody, a weakness on somebody. And Helen, your shit stink. I can smell it from all the way over here. So in my head, I'm thinking, it's not my shit you're smelling. It's your nose being too close to your mouth. That's what you're smelling.
Listen, it's the fight game is full of characters. We see it, UFC all the time. You have bona fide mouthpieces. Chael Sonnen is probably the biggest mouthpiece we ever seen in combat sports, and he's never won. He never won a title when everything was all said and done. You see guys like Kobe Covington. He's still, trying to be the Joker of UFC's welterweight division. Those people don't typically last too long. Not anything against Jamie. I think my kids used to train at Henzo Gracie when she was there. That they have nothing but great things to say about her. But at some point in time, you got to lose the act and get in there and get in the cage, get in the ring, and nobody's no talk is going to help you. You just got your cornerman to shout out advice to you while you're in there. You're the one that has to go through the fire, so to speak.
That's why I love being out there. Like, people ask me, why do you put yourself through that much stress when you have all these other skills? I'm like, when you are in the ring, the cage, the trigon, the square circle, it doesn't matter which kind of surface it is. You are there on your own. You have to like all the talk and none of that matter. Your friends are in the corner outside. They can come and help you. They can yell directions, but you're there on your own. And I find that that kind of environment is the best teacher. It's like the realest place in the planet. It doesn't matter how much noise you make. When you get in there, you really find out who the fuck you are. And she's gonna find out come June 21st.
I'm looking forward to it. It's one of those things that I always love talking to you athletes. Definitely, always love catching up with you, hearing your side of it. So, like, listen, all the talk is all fun for in my opinion, for the people who don't typically tune in, to give them a reason to tune in. I mean, obviously, the diehard combat sports fans, we're addicted, man. We want every bit of answers we can get, and we're in definitely a interesting part in the combat sports world as we're kind of getting into it. Like, where we are now compared to where the combat sports world was about 10 years ago is where we consume it is we have 100 different more avenues than we did 10 years ago. Streaming platforms, everything like that, where back in the day, it was either you went to the event or you caught results through the websites after the fact. Like, so the exposure of combat sports has grown in exponential ways. Is that another thing that you're happy about to see the direction the combat sports world is heading into?
Oh, absolutely. Like, because you don't want a monopoly in the game, like having just only one.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's like every weekend you have so many different shows. I mean, there's no shortage of events. Every week, every weekend, you have all these different promotions, putting up fights, giving more opportunities to fighters. That's awesome. And I love that. Like, that's definitely, I'm glad that I came up in this time and not before, because before, especially for the women, when the women fight was going on, that was the time to go get the pizza or make a sandwich. That was a break. Now the women's are headlining. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you were already just talking about like the monopoly of the world. I think that monopoly's falling apart. Like, I don't like to put the UFC down too much, but you look over the past 5 years, one, bare knuckle as a whole, regardless if we're talking BKFC or BYB, has kicking them in the teeth without fail. The superstars are dwindling by the day as far as under contract and active in the UFC. And it looks like, between boxing, bare knuckle, you have, Mike Perry's Dirty Box, like these promotions that are now finding their own way in the world are kind of attracting those stars that would typically be under that UFC banner and things of that nature. Do you feel that way too? That bare knuckle has stolen a lot of the UFC's thunder over the past few years?
I think so. And also because it gives fighters, because like the thing is, like, bare knuckle is easy. And I know when I say it sounds weird because it's bare knuckle boxing and you can get cut and you can get hurt. So when I say it's easy, it sounds weird. But what I mean in a point from where I'm coming from when I say that, it's because there's no joint manipulation. There's no wrestling, there's no jiu-jitsu. So you can actually keep a career for a lot longer when you're doing bare knuckle. You can be 50 and still fight bare knuckle because you don't have to worry about the wrestling. Like, it's crazy, especially like if I get a bad night on a bare knuckle fight, my face might be swollen. I might have stitches, but I can go on with my day. You get an injury like a jiu-jitsu match, it's like a knee bar, boom, now you're like sitting down for 6 months, Like it's a complete different kind of injury. It doesn't look as grotesque because there's no blood, but in reality, there's a lot more damage in MMA than there is in bare knuckle. Bare knuckle boxing is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life.
And that's crazy because you like we talked about before. You've done the Ultimate Fighter. You fought in for PFL. You fought in for Invicta. You fought in for every other regional show that there could possibly be from coast to coast. So to sit there and like it is funny thing to say. It's the easiest thing you've ever done because we just seen this past weekend Mike Richmond had a hematoma the size of Jupiter on the side of his head. loses his world title, but as you said, you could do it to your 50. Look at who's still active. Houston Alexander, he's 50. he's still an active heavyweight in bare knuckle, and he was another one of those guys that used to be in the UFC and things of that nature. So I love to see the sport growing as a whole. I definitely love to see the women kind of taking more of the forefront. With things that you're doing. Jamie's been making her own niche in the sport, and then obviously bare knuckle has a few new stars kind of popping up. What Jessica Borga did in Dubai a few weeks ago was pretty impressive too. You love to see a lot of these names kind of getting more opportunities in bare knuckle, where they were fighting, scratching, crawling just for opportunities on the card on some of these bigger promotions, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to see. Like I like to see, like, if you're a fighters fight, and sitting out, it's just not fun. And not only that, it's just so addictive. Like I have had other addictions like alcohol. I have done a bunch of other stuff. But like that walk into the ring is the most addictive thing that I have ever experienced, because you cannot replace it with anything. And trust me, I try a lot of different drugs. You cannot replicate this walk. It's just so amazing. Like your entire nervous system is involved. And now it's just almost like all your neurons are being tickled at the same time. And now you're walking in, and then you look across the cage or a ring or trigon, and then there's somebody else on the other side with the same thoughts and the same bad intentions that you have. And now it's just up to the two of you. All the trash talking, you can say whatever the fuck you want, because I just know that then one day, the day that it comes, it's just you and me, bitch. And we're going to figure it out. We're going to sort this thing out.
I love how you mentioned that the walk. It's one of those things that I don't think, unless you're around combat sports or an athlete themselves, that you can understand the electricity that kind of goes through your body from being backstage, waiting, and then getting out there, and just the roar of a combat sports crowd is second to none. I mean, I think there's very few sports here in the US where you have that type of pop and reaction to an event like that. I mean, college football is one of the other ones, just because the sheer mass of people that are there. But it's I don't think you can replicate that. And like you were sitting there saying, it's like a drug. It's something that you can't get enough of. And do you kind of feel that's kind of one of the things why you see a lot of combat sports athletes hold on a lot longer, because there's just nothing that can fill that hole?
Yeah, I think that's the reason why some champions stay in too long. Like Muhammad Ali didn't have to go down the way that he did. Neither did Tyson. But you can't replicate it. It doesn't matter how many millions you have in the bank. You need that walk. It's just like, you just want that. You just want your hand raised. You just want to hear that sound. It's deafening. It's amazing. It's just I don't even know how to explain. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, because it's just so awesome. I don't know how to explain it. And sometimes you might be in the locker room thinking, I should have gone to school. I should have gone to college. Why am I doing this? What if I lose, and all this other stuff? And I was in that place before, but now I'm just like, I don't care what the results are, because I have learned so much about humanity. I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks, because it's actually it's inconsequential. None of these people matter. What matters is you, and you should be able to just be you. and I just want to be myself when I go out there, and I don't care about the result. But that gives me good results because I'm not chasing anything in specific. I'm just going to be there. It's a fist fight, and I got 2 fists, and she's got 2 fists, and I don't care if she's a little bit bigger. I chose this life.
Now,
I chose this life.
You have, my friend. It's when I think of a female combat sports athlete, you're just one of these people that kind of pops in my head because you've literally done it all, been it all, done everything. Now you sit there and say that I think what I want to kind of get into now is kind of what's the difference? What is the biggest difference from training outside of obviously having to worry about the ground game and stuff like that? What is the biggest difference in training for a bare knuckle to a boxing fight, to a Muay Thai fight? Is it just the fact that there isn't gloves, or is there other things that you kind of work into it all?
Well, it's the rawness of it. So like once you can see people like trying to transfer from whatever sport they're in into bare knuckle, and they don't realize like this is a real fucking fight. The hands are lava. This is not like when I go spar boxing, I feel like I'm cheating. I always do very well, but I have this giant 2 pillows to protect myself, and I'm getting hit with a pillow. Like, yeah, there's powers behind it, but like, I'm not, I can take a good shot and keep going. But like in bare knuckle, the hands are lava. You take a good shot, you probably have a cut. Now you have to worry about that. And that becomes an inconvenience. And that's what I call it. It's just an inconvenience. But that's the main difference, the rawness of it. Is that like you are in a fight. Like when I'm doing MMA and when I'm doing boxing, I feel like it's a match. When you're doing bare knuckle boxing, I feel like it's a fight. And that will be the difference for me. It's like a fight, instead of a match.
I got what you're saying. I get it. I think our listeners will get it too. Now, obviously, we did talk about you were in some of the early iterations of BKFC. You're now with BYB. What are the outside of the ring? Like, what do you think the difference is between the promotions? Like, I'm not sitting there trying to say like, let's put this promotion down or anything like that. But when you go to every promotion, it doesn't matter if you're going from UFC to Bellator to PFL to Invicta. Like, what are some of the differences that you notice of how Mel and Mike run things compared to what other promoters have done? What makes them so special?
Well, I think it's like the emphasis, like, and the focus on taking care of the fighters, because I have fought for both promotion, as you mentioned. In BYB, I feel more like I'm home, because they do take care of the fighters, like they really do. Like even at a personal level, I have talks with Mike off the,
after the fights, off the stage in private areas. Like Mike's an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. And they're like the matchups. Like, look at me. I am going up to 140 for the first time. Am I getting an easy fight? No, nobody gets an easy fight in BYB. Their matchups are so even. And the other promotion is more about the flash, like the big names, the likes on social media, the views. They're more concentrated on that. And I get it because it's good for business. I understand that. But I'm not that kind of a fighter. I have like 5 followers on my social media. I just don't like. It's just not my life. It's not a real world. I'm sorry to break that to you.
I agree.
That's not the real world.
I think a lot of promoters kind of go, "Oh, well, how many subscribers you have? How many followers you have? How many likes do your posts get?" I don't think that's relevant to what is going on inside of a ring, inside of a cage. I think what should strictly matter when you're being matched, when you're being booked, etc., is your skill, not your looks, your likes, or anything else in between. It should just matter your talent when you're in between that cage, those ropes, etc. It's one of these things that just like you said, it's just we're in a weird time as far as like how combat sports is consumed. So it's good to see guys like Mel, Mike, and their crew to do things the way they do it. Now, obviously, I want to get into they bought BYB and BKB. You're going to see some stuff overseas. Is there a location, that you would like to go? If say they're going to send you, somewhere in Europe or overseas or something. Is there a place you would like to fight? Do you have a bucket list of potential destinations you would like to see yourself go to under this promotion?
I think anywhere in the UK. I just love the respect that they have for their fighters. Win or lose, it doesn't matter what happens. It's like they have a different kind of respect for the fighters as opposed to here, like we live in a commercial country pretty much. It's just a giant mall. That's what America has become. It's just a giant fucking mall. So yeah, anywhere in the UK, I'll be happy to fight. Like just to be able to experience that, to be able to experience a crowd that can appreciate what you're putting out there, because you can really get hurt. Like you're putting your life on the line, and I know it sounds like weird to say, but you are like your well-being. You can get a crack orbital. These are really easy to break. You can lose your vision. I don't know if you saw Heather Hardy post.
Yeah, she's officially done, man. That's a shame. That's a shame seeing the hoop she's jumping through right now just to get the proper care that she needs, proper diagnosis and things of that nature. Well, what we were just talking about, the care of the athletes.
Yeah, take care of the athletes. So like at any moment you can end up just ruining the rest of your life after you're done fighting just because of one fight. Like one fight can change your life. You can like literally shorten your life in one of those fights. And the people in the UK seem to like appreciate that more than they do here in the West, if that makes sense.
No, it does, and it goes to the other thing of that I like to talk about is, I think that all combat sports events, it doesn't matter what level we're talking about. We're talking about high level MMA, high level boxing, high level bare knuckle, amateur, whatever. I think open scoring should be a thing in all of combat sports. Just as the simple fact that you can't guess what they're doing, what they're seeing ringside, cage side, whatever, and then thinking like, hey, like I think I got 3 of those 5 rounds. I think we got this in the bag. We should be good. And then you go and go to the announcement, and you have a split going the other way. It's like, wait, what was going on? What did they see? I didn't see. Like, do you think that's something we should see in combat sports? It's just open scoring. It doesn't matter promotion. Which part of combat sports, whether it's boxing, MMA, bare knuckle, hell, grappling. Would you like to see open scoring for all events?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, Invicta has open scoring, which is because you want to know where you're at. It's like it's a job, like if I go work with you, I need to know how many hours I'm putting in, how much you're paying me, like I need the details. I need to know what happened. I need to know if I fell short, if I did what I was supposed to do, or if I didn't. So I do think open scoring helps. Also because, like, for example, it will put a fire under you, actually make for better fights, because now you know exactly where you stand. You're like, okay, I thought I won that round. They gave it to the other person, but I thought I won it. So now I know I have to change my strategy because the judges might be looking at something that I'm not paying attention to and I'm missing. And it will help you adjust as a fighter. So, yeah, I do think the open scoring is a good thing.
And you just touched on a point there, like it's going to make for more. Like I think what the commissions are worried about is people being upset with the judges. You pay these people, regardless if we don't like how they're looking at it or not. You pay these people. That's not our problem. Our problem is, as cornermen, fighters, your team is to prepare you for what's going on. So if you find out like, hey, that I thought we took both of those first 2 rounds, they gave it to Jane Doe over here. Listen, we need to turn up the intensity, and we got to stop her and get her out of there, because if it goes to the judges, you're not going home with the win tonight. That is something that changes fights and changes the dynamic in a fight, to sit there where you might have a lull because you think you're getting the better of it, and then like, hey, well, I just dropped 2 rounds and I need to change. Like you say, we got to change your game plan up. It makes for better fights at the end of the day. Like, and it's as you're talking about how the sport itself steals part of your life from you, this is literally stealing money and opportunities out of your pocket. So I think it's something that these people are paid to do something. It doesn't matter if you put a name attached to it. Just let the athletes know this is how the scoring's going.
Yeah.
So they can make their adjustments. They can make sure that it's on their terms.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after, like, it's hard. Like, it's a hard life. Like, a training camp sucks. I have to get back. Like, I just came out of one, so I took like 2 weeks off, and now I got to get back on Wednesday. And it's just like, I know I've been eating pizza and because I'm going up 3 weight classes. So I know I'm going to get bullied for the first week until I get back. And it's just like, it's just hard. It's a hard life. I'm going to be away from the people that I love. I'm going to be, somewhere else to go train, and that's all I'm doing. And I have a different place to stay, and I'm leaving out of my, my suitcase, like it's a hard life. It's a hard life. So like, we need to know where we stand, especially when it comes to like the job we went there to do. So what did I lose that round? Did I win that round? Like, okay, that's how the judges are seeing it. Fine. This is the adjustment I need to make. It will definitely help, like having open scoring for sure.
Yeah, I think it's something that I think, like, regardless, promotion, anything like that, open scoring should be the way forward. We're in the 21st century. We're not in the 1800s anymore. It's something that everyone should know what's going on. It just makes for a better event. It makes for better transparency, things of that nature. Regardless if you feel like you're getting hosed by the judges or not, it's something I think that all commissions, whatever, should adopt at this point moving forward. So it's an interesting thing to see, and we'll hopefully see an end to the closed veil on the scoring for the fights.
Yeah.
Now, one or two more questions before we let you go. We were already talking about like the boxing side of things. Have you seen what Jake Paul and Amanda Serrano have been putting together? They're signing up all kinds of female boxers. They just made another announcement today. Savannah Marshall and Gillette Samaron are going to be a part of that. Are you interested to see what they're doing over there at MVP? Or is it just another one of these promotions that are out there?
You know what? Like, I'm open to things, like, especially like, I know like Jake Paul gets a lot of hate or whatever, and I'm not saying that's the way to do it, but like, he did it the smart way. Oh, he's only taking easy fight. Good for him. He's making the money, he's being successful. He's making moves, and he's giving athletes an opportunity. Amanda Serrano, she's a great boxer, but I'm pretty sure she's doing way better now that she's dealing with what they call the YouTuber, but like, it's someone that's just cracked the code, because it takes skills to, like, I know it doesn't look like it, but it takes skills to get that kind of like traction. And people seem to dismiss that from Jake Paul, and you cannot dismiss that. Traction is important, especially in this day and age. We have so many fights at the same time. You need the traction to be able to get the audience to your side, because there's so many other things going on at the same time. So yeah, that will be something I'll be willing to explore.
Hey, listen, it's the fact that Amanda, like you said, I think she financially she's in a better spot. I mean, she has more eyes on her now than she ever had before. About to have probably the biggest trilogy in women's boxing history coming up here in the coming months and things of that nature. And as far as like people being like, I'm not Jake's biggest fan, but I'm not going to deny what he's done, what he's built. I don't dismiss him for that. My only thing is like when he's picking his fights, like dude, go pick someone around your age, go pick someone in your weight class. Stop picking on these welterweights. That's my only gripe with him. The other side of that, like people get mad at him. Like, listen, he's cutting his teeth against either what was or what is, guys that were at the top of their game. I'm not even going to talk about the Mike Tyson fight. Like, let's talk about everything else. And he's fighting some of the bigger names that were involved in this sports while he's learning, not sitting there. Like, it's not like he had I guess what people were upset is he's getting these opportunities where guys that are begging for those opportunities. Like, I get it. But at the same time, like, why are we made? We should be made that people are sitting there letting these things happen. But like, why are we getting mad at him about it? Like, we're all tuning in to watch in, regardless if we're sitting there because we want to see him get knocked out or we want to see how the fight goes or anything like that. and like you were saying about him giving opportunities, I'm more excited that he's giving the female athlete a large platform to launch off of. Where you look at how boxing was been promoted, like you guys were the sideshow act when it came to. So listen, I could put him down about 10 different things, but I could also find 10 different things I could put him up for. So I have a love-hate relationship with Jake Paul. But I'm not gonna tear him down over it. I'm just gonna say, listen, get better at this, dude. Stop making these fights. Make these fights. Like, all right, we're supposed to buy the Chavez Jr. fight. Another guy that he's picking on 2 weight classes below him. I listen. I'm not gonna destroy him over it. It's a name. That's what he's always been looking for, is a name. Before he got signed to bare knuckle, I thought he should have fought Tommy Morrison's son, Kinsey Morrison. That's someone in his age, in his weight class. It's something that would make sense. I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not the promoter. So I don't get my wish, but that's what I would like to see him attempt to do moving forward. I get it. You need the name to kind of put the dollar amount to it. I get that. But also at the same time, you could do it in a way where you're also building up the guy that you're fighting, not just to plow over him. We've seen it so many times at regional promotions where they bring somebody in to get beat up by the hometown guy. Don't keep being that guy. That's all I'm saying. Do I respect him to a point? Yes, I do. But I also gonna say you can be better than this. He can be better than this.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to.
Experience. He has the experience now.
Well, he doesn't have to be better. He's got all the money that he needs. He's not trying to, like, you know what I mean? Like, also, why wouldn't you pick a fight that you know you're gonna win? You look good in front of your girl. You get cool pictures. You get to hang out afterwards. You make millions.
Yeah, but we know better, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But like, I can see that side. Like, it's a circus.
But isn't that what the sport has become at this point in time?
Yeah, exactly. So you can't blame him.
Yeah, listen, take advantage of what's there in front of you. I'm not gonna get upset about him about that. I just hope at some point in time over the next few years we do see an actual real test, a real fight, not just something handpicked. And it's gonna be something handpicked over the next few years, but hopefully we'll eventually get to see that real matchup, to see him really test himself. But that's just talking for right now. We'll see how it goes. I mean, how we got Dana White now is going to be promoting boxing events instead of pushing the UFC. So, I mean, everyone's kind of getting into different markets and seeing what they could do. So we can't tear everyone down just because we don't like it.
Exactly.
So, as we get ready to close this one down, Helen, you've been with me long enough. You know how I typically end this. Is I kind of throw the microphone over to you. Anyone you'd like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out those social media sites, any sponsors you may have, any other messages you would like to send out to our listeners around the world. The time is yours, my friend.
I just want to thank anybody who gives a fuck about what I'm doing. Anybody that have supported me, my training partners, my coaches, my fans, my personal network of people who are helping me through this training camp. You know who you are. I don't have to call you out by name because I'm gonna forget somebody and then it's weird. So I'm just gonna shout out to anybody who gives a fuck. That's my closing line.
That is Helen's parting shot there, and definitely looking forward to seeing the fight coming up here June 21st. Hopefully Tapology is wrong and you're still fighting.
Yeah, actually, thank you for reminding me. Let me make a note. I'm gonna talk to Mel because I need to know who I'm fighting.
You go on Tapology. It says you're
yeah, no, I'm gonna make a note. I keep forgetting to call him. So I'm gonna call him after this. I have to, okay, I gotta stay here for a little longer. Then I have to go back to work in 15 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna call Mel first, or I'm gonna text him. That's easier to see if what's going on. I mean, I don't care which one it is. I like KK better because she has the title, and I like shiny shit. But Jamie's been running her mouth, and I want to teach her something about life. I'm not going there just to hurt her. I'm going there to help her evolve as a human being, because she's going to learn some things about herself that she didn't know before. And she needs to learn these things. It will make her life better in the end. I'm not kidding. I'm not being sarcastic. She's going to learn something that day that's going to make her life better going on, because she's going to figure out what life is really about. You can't be, your daddy is taking care of everything, and then you're just like doing all these things. Bitch, I have to scrap for everything I got, so trust me, I'm not giving up an inch.
That's why I love you, Helen. You pull no punches. You tell it straight from the heart, and there's no BS in you. So, as always, my friend, best of skill for you. Hopefully, some of those life situations situate themselves to make the training part a little bit easier for you. And win, lose, or draw, you always have a supporter in me, and we definitely love that to have you back on here in the future. So, appreciate your time this morning. Get back to the grind, and best of skill on the 21st, my friend. Let me know how everything goes.
All right, thank you for having me.
All right, everyone. That was the one and only Helen Peralta. One of my favorite athletes to kind of talk about. She's just a genuine person. There's nothing you can't like about this woman. Like she's a fighter through and through, and definitely enjoy catching up with her every chance I get. Again, big fight with Jamie Driver coming on the 21st. Hopefully it is Jamie Driver, and Tapology's got it wrong. If not, hey, she's gonna be fighting for the belt. Either way, best of skill for her in the upcoming fight, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. I will be back here in a few hours with Smiling Sam Alvey, the 2-weight karate combat champion, UFC veteran. He's always got his signature smile and his positive energy. So definitely going to be making sure you guys keep that notification bell on, like, subscribe, and shoot us love over at the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel there, and check out all the stuff we got going on. I'll be on a few more times today over the next few days. So like, subscribe, make sure you're checking out all the content that we got here at the network. Other than that, this was another episode of The Real and the Rare with BYB champion Helen Peralta. I'm Steve. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.